My name is Kelly Bernardi, and this is my YouTube channel. Welcome to all of you who I've never met before or have met, and welcome back. I really appreciate your support. Some of you may know me as Health and Wellness on Instagram or on other social media platforms, and on my YouTube channel already you'll find videos such as fitness workouts, live workouts with me, recipe demos, lifestyle stuff like my husband and I's wedding, anniversary, honeymoon, whatever, all that kind of thing. But this is my first official YouTube video. So I'm very grateful for your support, and if you guys like this video or want more from me, definitely hit the subscribe button at the top and join me in my channel. Just a really quick thing about me for those that don't know anything, and for my first video, I figured I'd do a little introduction. But I'm born and raised in Georgia. I've been here my entire life. I went to middle school, high school, and college in Georgia itself. Go Bobcats. But I graduated from college with a public relations and advertising degree, and I went into marketing initially for the automotive industry, which not fun. Did not enjoy that. Just no. So the whole 9-to-5 thing wasn't a thing for me. But I sort of dabbed out into other things. I started training at Orange Theory Fitness. I had always had a passion for nutrition and fitness. The particular college that I went to, Georgia College, did not have nutrition at the time. I still don't think it does. So I basically just decided to stick with mass communications, which I loved so much, but I always had nutrition in my heart. So kind of decided to go pursue training and got certified and everything, and I was there for 3 years. And along that process, I started this page and blog and business, health and wellness along the way, to kind of influence others, eat healthier, get more motivated, and to kind of go to the functional medicine route in terms of defining why we do what we do and also how the body works, and working through nutrition that way versus just patching something on the top and calling it a day, or not really figuring out what's really going on. So that's kind of the basis of my brand and of my lifestyle and how I approach things. But it's been a 1.5 years now that I've been completely on my own with it, and I love it. And I train clients one-on-one with personal training or group training. I offer online training. I am the founder of Inspired Atlanta, which is the community events brand that I've started in Atlanta, basically to provide an outlet for people to come together and connect and feel welcomed, but also do fun things like get a workout in, or interact with vendors, or listen to a comedy show, or have a wine night. I don't know. So if you have any ideas or you're in Atlanta, definitely let me know so I can get this written down. But that's basically my journey, and I'm very thankful to be here and just excited to hopefully grow this channel and influence more people and get a little more personal on here and share things that you guys want to see. So first and foremost, I figured, on that on that functional medicine side that I was discussing, the biggest thing that I have gotten through this past few weeks is my personal journey with my skin. And I did a food sensitivity test recently, which opened up a lot of answers for me that I've been needing, and I just wanted to kind of share that journey, share those resources, and be an influence and or an inspiration to those who are going through the same thing. So let's go back to youth. Definitely always had acne. 100% struggled with it. Middle school, I don't really know if I had it in middle school. A little bit, but it was we were awkward anyway, so that was a whole nother thing. But high school, definitely struggled with it. And I remember I was on the tennis team, so I was very active, and I did drama, so I was always up super late at night, and then also had to get up early, so stress was probably not great. But I definitely would struggle with acne, and I remember being even in class and just wanting to cover up my face, or not wanting to go out afterwards because I just wanted to get home and just be away from people. And that sucked because I really just didn't feel confident. I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel like I really could be myself, and I definitely, I think, struggled a lot with that. So that's kind of where it all started. And I remember just being with my mom, just discussing so many things that we could try, whether it's the dermatologist or a new product. I remember the Clarisonic brushes, and just all this random stuff that was constantly coming out. It was like, this has to work, and nothing worked. Until I really started to dive deeper into the internal and what was going on. And in college, I particularly started to go gluten-free, and I eliminated gluten for a while. It was about my junior and senior year of college, and I was thriving. I felt really great. I had great skin, and I was able to kind of enjoy myself a little bit more. It's a huge confidence booster, of course. And I was using Proactive at the time, which, you know, we all know it's probably not the greatest in terms of ingredients, but at the time it worked, and it was something that worked for me. However, as I sort of got out of school and started graduation, or started the real life, everything kind of blew up, and I was very stressed. I, of course, started corporate world, 9 to 5. Getting up early was not a thing, and just like all this extra stuff. I tend to ramble, so sometimes I might not even make sense, so apologize. But yeah, so I would basically go about and, you know, try, again, different things to figure out what was going on, because my lifestyle just changed completely. And I remember that I tried birth control for the first time, and I've never been on birth control besides that one time. Very thankful for that, but I just never wanted to source into that. I try really hard to get to the root cause or to do things as naturally as possible, and I just couldn't fathom putting that into my body every single day. So I did try it though, because I was like, if everyone else has this solution, it's gotta work for me. And I remember I was in my first job out of school, and I tried it, and everything went downhill. I gained weight. I was so irritable and just so moody, and I literally broke out even more, and I just, oh my gosh, I think I tried to make it work and tried to convince myself it was gonna work. It did not work at all. So 6 months of that, I was totally done with it, and I stopped that process, and basically from then until now, it's been about 5 years. So I have tried a bunch of other things, and thankfully I've had ups and downs. Like, I've definitely had good days and bad days. I eat pretty clean, so in terms of the actual, you know, dietary part of it, I feel like I've gotten nailed down pretty well. But exercise was more important. You know, I was really trying to figure out what was going on, and I let the birth control come out of my system and kind of reset. And so over the past few years, I've looked more into non-toxic beauty, because I've learned that a lot of the toxic products really aren't that great for you long-term, just from health reasons. My mom was a breast cancer survivor, so I'm totally all about trying to limit those in my life as much as possible, especially on those products that you put on your face and your skin and your hair every single day. So that was a big thing for me. And then I also just, again, tried to amp up my health a little bit, you know, with the fitness and the working out. Once I got into Orange Theory, I was really amped up about health and nutrition, and just, again, getting to the root cause of things. But you guys, the craziest thing. So I literally my wedding was last year, and that was kind of the epitome of like when I really wanted to have perfect skin and really figure it out and whatever. So I went to an esthetician, and I've been working with her, and I still go to her. I'll tag her in the comments so you guys can see who I use. Her name's Susan with Moon Organics. She's great. But she's been with me from she was like, we're gonna fix it, don't worry, the wedding's gonna be great. And I was like so excited. So I definitely, you know, we had some ups and downs, but we figured it out, and it was great, and it was amazing, and I loved it, and my skin was perfect on the wedding day, and I couldn't have been more thankful. And I felt so pretty and just felt glowing, and that's all you would ever want. So I was like, okay, I figured it out. This is great. And like, don't get me wrong, we're women. Hormones change like crazy, and just everything changes, and there's just no guarantee for anything. And if you're not on birth control, you're just constantly moving around. Even if you are on birth control, like, you're probably hiding a lot of that internal stuff. But of course, you're seeing a better result on the external side, but that's personally just not how I wanted to approach it. So this year, or like, it started to, of course, was nutso with COVID. So it kind of went crazy, and this past year was nuts. And it went, as soon as we got home from the honeymoon, you guys, I swear, it like went nuts again, and I couldn't figure it out, and I just could not. Quarantine, like, definitely was a problem, but also it was kind of chill. I worked from home. I was able to train my clients. Everything was good. It was stressful at first, but we kind of worked our way into a little system, and I was like, why is my skin breaking out? I was eating so much cleaner. We were barely eating out. Daniel and I cook a lot of meals at home. And I was just like, this is nuts. So I was extremely frustrated, and I knew that something I'd always wanted to do was to get a food sensitivity test done. And I go to Stout Wellness in Howell Mill, which is a functional medicine facility, and I work with Kristen Oja, the founder of that facility, and she's amazing. I will also share their information here. You can use them, any services that are there, you can use KEL10 for 10% off. But I do my hormonal blood work there. I do a lot of some of the fitness classes, and just love to support them anyways through like webinars and whatever. But the hormonal blood work was looking good. I got the hormonal blood work done this past year, and I was like, thyroid's looking good, adrenals are good, cortisol is decent. And I was like, this is crazy. We were just stumped. We couldn't figure out what was happening. So as it kind of progressed this year, we were like, all right, there are two different things going on. One was on the esthetician side. We figured it might have been a rash and a thing called periorbital dermatitis. It actually happens right around your mouth. And I was breaking out specifically around my mouth and my cheeks. And I've never really consistently done that before. And so we figured that might be it. And I was stubborn and I didn't go for a while to the dermatologist to actually get the antibiotic that you need. Don't love antibiotics, but that's one thing you have to take just to get rid of it. So I went to do that, and that was back in January of this year. It was pretty recent. And then I went and got a food sensitivity test done, and the only trigger from the hormonal blood work was that my estrogen was high, but we pinned that that was most likely from a genetic background because my mom had high estrogen when she had her cancer. So we're working through that, and I'm taking supplements to help lower those levels. However, we didn't feel like that was the main trigger for the inflammation that was happening on my face. So anyways, back in January, went to the dermatologist and also got my food sensitivity test done. And you guys, I just can't even. I'm like, I knew it. I was texting my clients that I work with, and I was like, you guys, I swear to God, it's gonna be this. It's gonna be this, and it's duh. And it was. And you know what that was? Here's my paperwork. The number one food that I had an allergy, not an allergy, a sensitivity to, which is a difference, is avocados. Avocados! I literally eat avocados every day, like 3 times a day. So this was my list. Avocado, celery, codfish, grape, lemon, blackberry, clam, cranberry, and green pepper. Those were like my top ones. I don't eat a lot of those things except for some of the fruits. Green pepper though, but I eat red and orange, so that's not a big deal. Lemon, I do love lemons in my margaritas and everything else, but that's been okay. But avocado, you guys, it was nuts. So since January, or I believe it was February 3rd when I finally got the results back, because it takes about 2 weeks, I have given up avocados completely. I have given up all those triggering foods, and I've also been taking an oral antibiotic for a very short term, along with some topicals to help with the periorbital dermatitis portion of this whole thing, which was around my mouth. And I can't even tell you how happy I am that I finally think I figured it out. The thing about it is that, you know, you can go and try all these different things and products, and I was doing that. I was spending ample amounts of money on this stuff. But realistically, like, until you get to the root cause and internally what's going on, that avocado was inflaming internally constantly. And it wasn't that I didn't go long enough of a time to ever give it a break. And even though it's a healthy food, that does not mean that you can't have some sort of inflammation response to it. And the allergy side is like, you actually have an allergy, you will, you know, go on hives or something every single time you eat it, where I don't have any allergies, but the sensitivities you can build up over time as you consume foods more frequently. And I was eating avocado so often that my body was just like in hyperdrive every time. My personal form of inflammation was acne, where some other people's might be joint pain or eczema or, you know, so many different things, issues with thyroid or, you know, whatever. So if I can offer anything to you, I'd recommend that you 100% go and you get your tests done. If there's a functional medicine facility nearby, start with your hormones, you know, check the whole workings of your body. and then go to the food sensitivity portion and really see if there's anything triggering. Because again, even if you don't have acne or have joint pain or anything else, you might just find a boost in energy. You might find that you're sleeping better. You might find that your workouts are more productive. Like, there's just a lot of things that could be going on internally that you might not ever know unless you do that blood work. And I just felt that it was time that I invested the money to go forth and do these things, and I cannot be more thankful. As much as I love avocados and I never wanted to give them up, I unfortunately had to for a little while, and I am still giving them up. I probably will for another few weeks, and then I'll start to reintroduce them, but only very minimally, and I probably won't ever eat them as often as I did before. But it's just a reminder to eat a variety of foods. Don't eat the same thing every day. Don't consume the same vegetables every week. You know, really try to spice it up. Eat seasonally. Give yourself a break. And just really know your body, because at the end of the day, like, no diet is going to tell you this stuff. No diet is going to give you the clarity that you need to figure out what works best for you. And that is 100% what I would encourage any of you struggling with acne or anything, any internal inflammation or issue, PCOS, you know, anything. It's just such a powerful tool, and it's just like, it's your body, and you should be able to do the best thing that you can for it. So I was very surprised. I've basically been giving them up for a while. You have other foods that are kind of a secondary inflammation. However, I'm not focused as much on those as I was the avocado itself. But my actual routine in terms of caring for this is I'm on my topicals and my antibiotic, which I'm only doing for very short term. Again, I want to do as much naturally as possible, but in order to get rid of that particular rash, an antibiotic was necessary. So I'm on the antibiotic for another month or so, and then I'll probably get rid of that. And I'm taking a glutamine, which is it's helping to repair my gut lining, which is causing the inflammation, and, you know, rebuilding that a little bit. And then also DIM, which is going to help lower my estrogen levels, and also a probiotic that is taken at a different time of the day so that it doesn't interfere with the antibiotic, and it also continues to build my good bacteria. So lots of things, but again, we're addressing the internal and we're addressing the cause, and that is, at the end of the day, the only thing that you truly can do to figure that out. And of course, had I known this, or had I had the resources to do it years ago, I would have absolutely done it. But it is a financial investment. However, Stat Wellness takes HSA, and I think they work with insurance. So, you know, at the end of the day, if you are going to invest in anything, it has to be your health, and it has to be your body, and just what you're doing for yourself, because that is what's going to take you into all of the years of your life and not put you in a nursing home and cause you to have future issues. So again, I wish I had known all these things, but the things that I'm doing right now is I've shortened my routine with my makeup and all that stuff, and I've cleaned out everything in terms of toxic products. I even try to use non-toxic laundry detergent and home cleaning products and things like that. I'm very cautious about what I'm eating. Again, specifically these trigger foods, making sure I'm very hydrated, and also just letting my skin breathe, washing it after I work out, and continuing up with my supplements, and just continuously focusing on the internal. So that's the journey that I've been on. It's been quite a few years. Again, I've had ups and downs, and people tell me all the time my skin's not bad, you know, and it's a personal thing, and it's a personal insecurity. And as much as I could have so many other things going on, and I'm grateful beyond belief that this is what my struggle's been, but at the end of the day, like, I haven't felt confident. I haven't felt like I do right now, and I can't even tell you what that's worth. So, you know, if this is your incentive or your motivation to go and dive deeper into your health, I recommend it. And if I can be of any resource, please let me know. But yeah, that was a long spiel. So hopefully, I just realized I didn't stop that whole time. I don't think I have anything else left to say. But if you found this to be helpful or insightful, I will share any links that I can in the, you know, in the caption or whatever. I'm not really sure how this whole YouTube thing works, so we'll see what I end up doing. But if you have any tips, let me know. Otherwise, that's kind of my journey, and if, you know, again, I wish the best for any of you that are going through that. If you are in a different city than me, I'm sure there's somebody out there that can do those kinds of things. definitely look for a functional medicine doctor to do that blood work, dive deeper, do the food sensitivity test. There are some online, however, I would recommend a practitioner and in-person interaction versus the online ones, because sometimes they can just be like a finger prick and it's not as accurate. So just keeping that in mind. Again, I'm not a professional in that. Don't take my word for it, but just do your research and know what works best for you. But yeah, so hopefully that was helpful. I'm so thankful for this, journey, even though it's taken a long time, and I hope that I can continue to constantly just keep up with what's going on internally for me and just keep feeling the best that I can. My energy's been higher, just everything's been great, and I can't even tell you that it's just been I'm glad I did it. I'm glad that I did it. But otherwise, that's my food sensitivity journey. It of course is a long one, and it's got a lot. I probably left out a lot of information, but if you guys have any questions, you can find me on Instagram at Health and Kellness. You can find me here. You can reach out on my website at healthandkellness.com for any questions, or even to work with me personally in your one-on-one health coaching journey. I started a program that offers fitness, wellness, and mental health all in one umbrella, and we are taking clients for our next program. So very excited about that, and I just want to be able to educate and teach as much as I know personally about functional medicine, and then be able to give you the resources to go about and dive deeper if you need to. So thanks for joining. I hope you learned something, and I will see you next time.